man, that's good stuff.
It is.
Can you imagine if we ever ran out of water?
Yeah, I can. But luckily, we still have running water.
Yeah, you know, I feel sorry for those people that don't prepare now, because the day that the utility companies shut down, it's not going to be pretty.
No, it's going to be rough. And if you're one of those people that didn't prepare for that day, this video is for you.
So pay close attention, because if your water stores run low, this is the backup that may save your life. Now, when it comes to finding water in your home in an emergency situation, one of the #1 places you can go to and get water that you only need to just run through a screen just to filter anything in it that might be in it, such as lime or something in your line, is a water heater. I'm going to show you here in just a second. We're kind of a tight squeeze where it's at, but a water heater is already got tons of water in it. I mean, like a 40-gallon water heater or 60-gallon water heater, that's 60 gallons of water that's already been heated and it's clean and it's already stored in a container. And most of them have a drain valve at the bottom where that you can just turn that drain and drain that water right out. So I'm going to slide out of the way, or we're going to slide in here with the camera and show you that a water heater from top to bottom that has been wrapped is going to keep good hot water in it too. So in an emergency situation, if you needed hot water, you also have it for quite some time, and then until it starts to cool down where that it's not had the heating unit to it. But this is one of the #1 places you can go to in a home and get water right away if you needed it. Most people probably wouldn't even think about this as an option. So when people are already to the point of thirsting to death, they've had many gallons of water that could sustain them for days. Now, as a second option to having water that's already ready to drink, that the only thing you would probably need to do is just run it through a filtering, like use a shirt or something to filter any little particles out of it, is your main water inlet in your home. Every house has a main water disconnect, and in an emergency situation, when the trumpets begin to sound and if your water company is disabled and the electric to run the water company, you can turn off your main disconnect. Now in this house here, as the water comes in from the road, it comes up from under the house up to this disconnect area, and you can turn it off. But with it open, it feeds the rest back out and down under the house again. Well, when the emergency comes, turn off your disconnect. You can go beneath your house, and where all the pipes in your house, such as your sinks and your toilets and all that, feed off of that main disconnect, right below this disconnect area, you can drill a small hole or cut it, and you can drain all that water into a container. Okay, now we're going to move to sources that you would need to boil. One of the most obvious sources in your home is a toilet. You know, most houses are 3-bedroom and 2-bath is pretty standard in America, and in this toilet is about 1.5 gallons water easy. Depending on the manufacturer of a toilet, it just depends, but you at least have 1 gallon of water per toilet unit. So right there is a standing source of water that of course will definitely need to be boiled, but the good thing is that, you know, you have it there. As long as the pipes filled it up before, say, the power grid went down, you've still got, that's one source that's there available ready to be cleaned.
Okay, now with the shower, one thing you can consider about that is you will have a little bit of water that will still flow out of a pipe. Even though the pressure is gone, it still has just enough pressure to where it'll drain some. But what you can do is use your tub as a water collection, so you can set buckets out catching rain or anything like that, or if you tap into some water in the ground, you can use your buckets and haul that and use that as a storage. Now you will want to boil the water after it's been sitting in there, but it is an option to where you can collect and keep water. Okay, another viable water source that you may not have thought about is aquariums. Aquarium size though will differ depending on how big your budget is. Some people may just have a simple 2-gallon tank, some might have 120. And one thing about that is I would run that through a pre-filter and then boil it, because the pre-filter will remove any particles that are in it, and then the boiling will kill any bacteria or fungus that's been growing in it. Now small fish, you might get a snack out of these, but most people have bigger fish. You can eat them, and that helps with the food intake. And yes, SpongeBob bikini bottoms will be drained. One more option is your freezers. If you have a deep freezer, you can come in, and a lot of them build up this frost that's on the sides, and you can defrost these and use that as water. Like, you got all this ice that builds up on the inside of there, and you can thaw that out and use that as your water, or you can just let the thing thaw out naturally by unplugging it and let it drain into the bottom and then use the drain to collect your water. Personally, I'd try to chisel as much of this out as I can, and that way I can go ahead and melt it down in a pot over fire and start sterilizing the water immediately for storage. Now, another option for your water is cactus and various plants that people do tend to keep. The most common household cactus is the prickly pear, and they do retain a lot of water, especially in the little flower blossom. It kind of looks like a strawberry. It grows on there, and you can also eat that and get a lot of moisture out of that as well. Okay, now we're going to actually get some water out of the toilet and boil it. I'm not going to tell Luke. It's empty.
This is so gross.
It'll be sanitized.
My toilet's gonna roll out.
Now we're going to go boil it, and we're going to tell Luke that we found another partial jug. We'll be back after this starts boiling. Okay, now we got our water boiling while Luke's busy. We're going to let that boil for 15 minutes, and hopefully he'll stay busy long enough for me to get this done. Okay, now we're in here in the kitchen. Water's boiled, it's cooled down a little bit, and I'm going to pour it into the jug. Hopefully Luke won't notice.
Man, that's pretty good stuff. Where'd you find that other bottle at?
I didn't.
Well, what'd you do?
Got it from the toilet.
Wow. I mean, if we're going to show people, might as well, test it out. It's pretty clean. Just keep in mind, folks, that this may save your life one day. And toilet water after it's boiled ain't really that bad.
Hey, at least I got it out of the bag and not out of the bowl.
I might have complained on that. So we hope this has been a help to you. And until we see you again, have a most blessed day in Yahushua name.
Bottoms up.